And it's going to be the Magic off the tip. A look at the starting group for Baltimore. And it's Marshall in at the small forward position. Here's O'Neal. And it's good. 2 points.
As pretty much any coach, that's how he'd like to start the game.
Pass to Mason. And here's Marshall. Here's Mason from behind the arc. Scott with a rebound. Now here's Anderson. Fires for three.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Here's Mason. Lets the three fly. And no good. Here's Scott, guarded by Marshall. Scott passes to Hardaway. Here's Anderson.
Probably didn't need the fade on that shot, but he might have thought the defender was a little bit closer.
And here's Baltimore now. 7-point differential. And Baltimore calls timeout here.
Yeah, they're hoping to turn things around with this timeout.
On the wrong side of a scoring run here, we might see a lineup change. I'll be pretty curious.
First quarter and about a minute and a half in. Out to the right wing. Pass to Marshall. 5 to shoot. And that time also a missed shot. Here's Scott. Hardaway, the pass to Grant. Now Anderson. And another basket for Orlando.
And what's working here, each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Here's Maynard. It's a 9-point spread. Pass to Hastings. Here's Mason. Again the miss by Baltimore.
Not an ideal start for them. Still looking for their first field goal after 4 misses.
Here's Anderson. A chance to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. They haven't looked like themselves the last few possessions.
They haven't. This is when they really need to be patient and get a clean look.
Now here's Marshall. Deflected! Outside Hardaway. Oh, there's the alley! On the break! And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Here's Maynard. Just 5 on the clock. Baltimore needs to get off a shot here. Tipped. Outside, Anderson. Pass to Hardaway. Just under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the first quarter. Marshall outside. Here's Maynor. The three is up. Again, the miss by Baltimore. Here's Scott. Still without a bucket. Outside Hardaway. Launches the three. And it's Baltimore with a rebound.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Inside. To the left side wing. Here's Mason. Knocks it down from distance.
Nice ball movement there. Delivered the pass right on time.
Orlando leading by 6. Now a timeout called by Orlando.
And something fans don't always get to see. Some of the closely guarded secrets that happen in that huddle.
And we see it so often. One little tweak to the game plan and everything falls into place for a team.
Here's Hardaway. No made baskets yet. In transition, here they come. Here's Maynor, and he makes it on the layup.
Oh, I love that possession for them, ending with an assisted bucket.
Now here's Anderson. He has 7. Outside Hardaway. To the paint. Oh, it's stolen. And they're on the break. Here's Mason. And the layup is good off the glass. Mason's got 5 points.
Good passing to set that up. Teamwork on display.
Here's Hardaway. Pass to Scott. Fades away. Anderson gets the bucket.
Only in quarter number 1. He's put in 4 out of 5. Great start.
Here's Mason. Here's Maynor, defended by Hardaway. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Yeah, you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
Baltimore shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe.
Maynor, 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. He hits the second from the line. Orlando leading by 3. Hardaway on the wing. Counted.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
Painter passes to Hastings. Here's Mason. Marshall outside. Pass to Maynard. Clock at 6. Over Hardaway. Again the miss by Baltimore.
He's been off this whole period, unable to sustain any kind of consistency.
Here's O'Neal. Outside, Anderson. Scott passes to Anderson. Hardaway from outside. Drills it from deep. Hardaway's got his second basket on the night.
Getting out to a nice lead. Great flow and great execution.
And Baltimore calls timeout here. And the players take this opportunity to get some Gatorade. Getting some fluids in you is so important during these timeouts. Get fresh, keep those batteries charged.
Yeah, without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a ball game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have to be hydrated.
Magic on D. They're leading by 8. Ivy outside. Baltimore working the ball around now. Out to the wing. Pass to Jones. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fires the 3. He drops it from range.
When he has that much space, he's a pretty good bet to nail the 3.
Outside Hardaway. And here's O'Neal. It's tipped. Stolen by Ivy. Down low. Over to the left wing. Here's Bennett. Pass to Hastings. Shot clock at 6. Fades. Royal grabs a rebound.
I don't know if he got in his own head there or what, because the defense can't really take credit for that miss.
Here's O'Neal. Second shot opportunity. And Grant finishes it off. And the Magic lead by 7.
That's a blue-collar bucket right there. Grown man basket. Put in the work. Got a second chance to score.
Pass to Bennett. Back to Ivy. To the inside. And stolen by Hardaway. And it's Orlando on the break. Here's Anderson. And another basket for Orlando.
This man is on fire. His team is winning, and it doesn't get better than that.
Anderson's gone 5 of 6 in field goal attempts tonight. Ivy passes to Hastings. Here's Bennett. On the wing, Jones. Pass to Bennett. To the wing on the left. Again, the miss by Baltimore.
I think the defense will live with him taking mid-range jumpers, but maybe just a little bit more resistance.
Boy, I like their energy coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
Here's Ivy. Orlando making their last shot. And he lobs it up, and stolen by Hardaway. Ivy against Anderson. Hardaway, the pass to O'Neal. Here's Anderson. Goes back up. That shot is good by O'Neal. O'Neal's got 6.
You can't help but look toward their defense. They're totally lost.
And here's Ivy. Pass to Bennett. Back to Ivy. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
Just owning the painted area. If it's working, no need to change.
And the Magic call time here. So both teams making some changes here.
Rise up and get loud. It's your Magic Youth Dance Team.
Here's Orlando. They're on a 15-6 run. Tucker with a screen to the paint. Pass to Turner. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Orlando?
So far, they haven't had to force anything. They're swinging the ball around and turning good passing into points.
And they've done a tremendous job just creating havoc defensively. Active hands have led to tons of turnovers that they've capitalized on.
First free throw is good. So he gets them both.
It's always nice to see a big fella be able to knock down some free throws and make teams pay from the line.
Perfect pass to set up the lay-in. 5 points in the game.
His playmaking is something to watch. Threading that pass right in there.
Here's Lee. Pass to Royal. To the middle. And stolen by Jones. A minute and a half left in the first quarter. Ivy up top. Baltimore working the ball around now. Here's Bennett. Clock at 4. Jacks up at 3. The rebound by Turner. Orlando leading by 11. Pass to Lee. 1 minute left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Shaw. And not going to go. He misses his first attempt of the night. Smith left side. Here's Bennett. Back to Smith. And here's Ivy from the arc. Oh, he missed it. Making him 1 for 2 now. Here's Royal. Covered by Smith. Royal can't get it to go. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Bennett, outside Jones. Checked by Tucker. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Orlando ahead. They lead by 11. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in a moment. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. Guys, we've seen the Magic really take control here.
Well, it looks like hitting the boards hard was an emphasis of their attack. They knew how valuable it was to do so.
Yeah, it's clearly a focus for them in this one, and no question that all the second chance looks are paying off.
And it's Armstrong in at the point guard. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Magic. Magic leading by 9. Pass to Shaw. Here's Scott. Shot clock at 5. Here's Armstrong. And it's Baltimore with a rebound. Up top, Davis. There's the screen. Pass to Hastings. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in. Hastings has gotten his first basket of the night. Just over a minute has passed here in the second quarter. Here's Shaw. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Scott can't get it to go.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot in most possessions.
Brown passes to Davis. Here's Hastings. 5 on the clock. Smith outside from deep three-point land. Avent with a rebound. Orlando leading by 7. Here's Armstrong. The shot off that time. Excellent D there from Marshall. Davis looking it over. Cuts off the pass. Here's Armstrong. Pass to Shaw. Here's Armstrong. The 3. And they get it back. Here's Shaw. Drops in the 3. Shaw's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Outside, Brown. Pass to Hastings. 6 to shoot. Lets it go from 11. That one a little long.
They've shown the power inside. Their rebounding effort has been sensational.
Armstrong passes to Rollins. Hastings with a rebound.
You often expect him to convert these types of shots, but the D must have made their presence felt to prevent that one.
Pass to Brown. Marshall outside. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. There are usually 1 or 2 mid-season coaching changes in the NBA every year. Can those energize the team, Grant?
You know, B.A., we've seen it give teams a boost in the past, but only on occasion. Usually it's a last-ditch effort in a doomed season or simply just turning the page.
And Baltimore calls timeout here. And he drops him first. Second free throw, no good.
There's one principal reason why they're sitting on this lead. Rebounding.
Got it. Grant's got his second basket of the game.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
That's a great possession. Put your best players in a position to succeed.
Here's Maynard. Marshall can't hit. Here's Royal. Inside. Here's O'Neal. Soft touch off the glass. O'Neal's got 8.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, so are dynasties a thing of the past? Well, Commissioner Adam Silver said, I'm fine with dynasties and I'm fine with new teams emerging every year. What the fans want to see is great competition. As long as teams are emerging through great management, let the results happen however they play out. Guys, back over to you.
Now you just want a fair fight. All right, Allie, thank you. Here's Royal. This is the most they've led, 13 points. Scott passes to Royal. And there's the drive. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets here.
And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. Anderson's checked in for Scott.
Find the lane. One shot.
Donald Royal. One shot.
And the free throw, no good. And here's Baltimore now, down by 15. Ivy outside. Pass to Bennett. Back to Ivy. Lets it go from deep. Orlando with the rebound. O'Neal's got 7 rebounds in the game. Anderson passes to Hardaway. Screen by O'Neal. To the paint. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
Oh, nothing soft about that.
Was not going to be denied. Just took the dunk that was right in front of him.
And that's his MO. Be physical, get in position for the putback, and throw it down. The defense got to know that's what he's looking to do.
And Baltimore has possession. Orlando making their last shot. To the inside. And stolen by Hardaway. Oh, and a fast break for the Magic. Anderson with it. And it's Ivy picking him up.
They're really in control on both ends of the floor right now, forcing turnovers and finding easy points while the other guys struggle to keep up.
Any hope of coming back to win this game looks near impossible.
I know. The way things have gone so far, hard to imagine.
And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up. Baltimore shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
At the line for the Bears, William Jones. 2 shots.
That's good from Jones. Tucker's checked in for Orlando. Jones hits them both.
Getting themselves to the line this quarter is a good way to get their offense rolling.
Down low. Here's Hardaway, and he throws it down. What a terrific lead pass.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
And guys, to go on a big run, get some breathing space, it has to be a great play on each end.
Now here's Ivy. Here's Bennett. Back to Ivy. Pass to Smith. To the left side wing. Here's Hastings. Checked by Tucker. Tries it from 16. Orlando with the rebound. Now Anderson. 11 points in the game. Here's Hardaway. Good efficiency. He's drained 4 out of 5.
And just totally relentless. Only increasing the intensity level.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
Here's Bennett. And stolen by Hardaway. Oh, and a fast break for the Magic. Offensive rebound. Orlando moving the ball around. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Smith.
He had the right idea, just couldn't come up with the swipe.
And deflections, they're a stat that all teams track. They show who is the most active defensively.
Turner, he's checked in for Orlando. 6 on the shot clock. Outside Tucker. Here's Anderson. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Anderson's got 13. And here's Baltimore now. Ivy with the ball. Here's Bennett. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Here's Orlando. They're on a 19-5 run. It's Anderson on the wing. Back to Hardaway. Bennett with a rebound. And Baltimore has possession. Pass to Jones. Checked by Tucker. Back to Jones. Now here's Smith. Here's Bennett. Three-pointer, no good. Orlando leading by 21. Hardaway on the wing. Back to Anderson. Ivy with a double team. Anderson passes to Turner. Off the mark there with a 3.
And the defense dodged one right there. Not the guy you want to leave open.
Ivy outside. The 3 ball. Knocks down the triple. Ivy's got his 2nd bucket on the night.
If you give him that kind of separation, oh, he's going to take full advantage.
Anderson passes to Royal. Here's Hardaway. And it's Baltimore with a rebound. Pass to Ivy. Here's Bennett. Turner covers. Here's Bennett to the right side. And here's Ivy. Unloads. Off target from the wing.
Okay, now I think he's starting to get in his own head right now. Maybe he's overthinking things a little bit, and as a result, he's just been off. Not that time, but that's a shot that he's going to make more oftentimes than not.
Pass to Bennett. Back to Ivy. Launches it from deep. No good. That's his third miss out of 5 attempts. Here's Anderson. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
No, he's been locked all the way in from the floor, and he's the number one reason why they're winning right now.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
At the line for one, Nick Anderson.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And Baltimore has possession. Outside Davis. Pass to Mason. On the wing, Davis. And here's Brown for three. O'Neal pulls it in. Orlando leading by 21. Here's Scott using his post moves to get the 2 points.
A quality pass, setting up a quality shot. It's just textbook basketball.
.116 left in the first half. Here's Mason. Smith outside. Here's Mason. He's got 5. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Brown. Goes up on the wing. O'Neal pulls it in. O'Neal's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Here's Shaw. It's Anderson on the wing. Baseline try. That one doesn't drop. And so Davis will bring it up for Baltimore. Now Smith. He's covered by O'Neal. Good to see it fall for him. Now 3 for 9.
Used the pick to perfection and got all the way to the rim.
17 seconds left in the first half of this game. Here's Shaw. Orlando needs to get off a shot here. Scott sends it home from three-point land. Scott's got 5 points in the quarter, and so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Orlando ahead, just dominating this one. And time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports.
Hello, everybody. We're here to break it all down, and through the first half of play, it's a very commanding lead for the Orlando Magic.
They're teaching a course on the interior, Shaq, the philosopher of the big Aristotle.
Yeah, pounded in there repeatedly. Excellence is a habit, not an action. That is a quote from the OG.
And there's more NBA action in store for us tonight. Here are the games tipping off later. The Bucks will face off against the Knicks in New York. Start time, 7 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, but I don't think this is going to be close.
And that is going to do it for us. Let's get back to some second half action with Brian Anderson and company.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. On the floor for Baltimore. And it's Marshall in at the 3. Pass to Maynor. Back to Marshall. Shot clock at 6. From the arc. Mason, no good. Here's Orlando. Anderson passes to O'Neal. Tries again. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play. And this will be a second trip to the free throw line.
Nick Anderson, shooting 1.
And Anderson, no good on that one. Marshall outside. Pass to Maynor. Back to Marshall. Mason the pass to Maynor. Marshall on the wing. Baltimore working the ball around now. Here's Mason. And here's Marshall. Anderson covers. Marshall can't hit. Outside, Anderson. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. To the middle. There's the steal. Grant with a steal. Here's Scott. Here's O'Neal. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And if you try to block his shot, you risk getting posterized because he is good at using that height to his advantage.
Maynor passes to Hastings. Here's Mason. And it's off from three-point range.
Not an ideal start to the second half for them. 0 for 3.
And it's in there. Anderson's got 20 points.
When you keep your eyes up, good things tend to happen. Excellent pass ahead.
Into the third. 2 minutes in now. Pass to Mason. Here's Hastings. Here's Mason. Anderson covers. Fires from deep. Mason, no good.
An ominous start to the second half. They are now 0 for 4.
Outside Hardaway. Pass to O'Neal. Anderson for 3. Oh, they find the hot hand. You can count it. He's 10 for 14 now.
Leaving absolutely nothing on the table right now. Their focus and execution has been outstanding.
It's caused them to pull away a bit. Let's see if they can keep the train on the tracks.
Here's Mason following the three-point basket by Orlando. Here's Maynor. Pass to Mason. Again, the miss by Baltimore.
Scoreless in their first 5 attempts since halftime. It's getting ugly.
Anderson can't get it to go. And here's Baltimore now. Nothing yet for him here in the third quarter.
Transition basketball, the most reliable way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, when you hustle on the break like he does, good things tend to happen.
Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have passed. Oh, Grant throws it down.
Doesn't have to break his momentum at all to catch the pass.
Grant's gone 3 for 3 from the floor. Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
Maynor passes to Marshall. Here's Maynor. Back to Marshall. Puts up a 3. Here's Hastings. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
It's his first trip to the line.
Shooting for the Barons, Scott Hastings. At the line for two.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes a first. He's perfect from the line this time. Now here's Hardaway. 9 points in the game. Pass to O'Neal.
They're winning the battle down low by imposing their will.
Here's Boehner. And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
You're not going to fool the officials too often on an illegal screen.
That's a very avoidable turnover. You gotta focus on the details.
So both teams changing it up here. And here's Hardaway. Outside, Anderson. Up top, Grant. Hardaway on the wing. 4-3. Count that one. He's now 5 for 8.
He drops yet another dive. Just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
And Baltimore has possession. Now Ivy. He's got 5. Here's Hastings.
That's 4 fouls for him tonight. He needs to pick his battles wisely going forward.
Second team foul.
Baltimore working the ball around now. 6 to shoot. Pass to Bennett. Fires from the corner. Rebound by the Magic. Royals got 4 rebounds now. To the inside. Oh, deflected. Here's Bennett. Outside Jones. Pass to Bennett. 5 on the clock. No good there, off the double clutch. And here are the Magic now. They're on a 16-4 run. Down low. And that one drops for him. Grant's got 8.
They're making it look easy out there, just having fun.
Man, their offense is clicking. Players, coaches, everybody, they are in sync.
And here's Baltimore now. Offensively, it's been a struggle for them.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
Bennett, the pass to Ivy. Outside Jones. 4 on the clock. Pass to Hastings. Royal grabs a rebound. Royals got 5 rebounds tonight. Right side, Hardaway. Now here's O'Neal. Oh, a two-handed power slam.
Yeah, it's easy to see why they go to him so often, because they know they can depend on him to come through for them.
Here's Ivy. He's got 5. There's a screen. Outside Jones. On the wing, Ivy takes the 3. Drains the triple. Give him 8 points now.
If you're not right up there on him, oh, he's going to make you pay.
Here's Anderson. 23 points in the game. Outside Hardaway. To the paint. Here's O'Neal. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Since half, there's been a stark contrast between these teams. I'm talking about efficiency at the offensive end.
And start with their defense. They've been intense on that end, and they can actually help their offense as well.
Here's Ivy. Orlando making their last shot. Pass to Bennett. Outside Jones. Clock at 6. Here's Bennett. The three. Doesn't go for him.
Just an ugly show from him offensively. Yep, no way to describe it, just ugly, and that hasn't helped.
And finished off by Anderson.
Just magnificent. I mean, he punishes the D for a lackluster effort.
They look a little disorganized there. The result is an emphatic jam.
Yeah, when you're not locked in on defense, they will make you pay with an easy finish there.
And Baltimore has possession. Orlando making their last shot. O'Neal pulls it in.
That is not a bad decision to pull it from there. It was just a little bit off with the execution.
Anderson passes to Hardaway. And here's Anderson. Over Ivy. Anderson can't get it to go. Here's Bennett. Back to Jones. Pass to Bennett. Outside Jones. And it's Orlando on the break. Royal, good. Royal's got 6. All right, guys, a breakdown here of the hustle stats for Orlando.
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
You also can't ignore the good job they've done rebounding on the offensive end tonight. That hustle has been well rewarded with second chance points.
Here's Ivy, following the bucket by the Magic. Bennett, pass to Ivy. To the left wing. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Hastings. It's rebounded by Grant. Boy, this offense has been dynamic and diversified.
Just everyone sharing the ball and sharing the load makes you difficult to defend.
Now here's Ivy. Give him 8. To snap the cold streak. Hardaway grabs the board. Hardaway's got his 5th rebound in this one. Pass to O'Neal. Here's Royal. It's an even 3-on-3 break. Here's Jones. It's hauled in by the Magic. O'Neal's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Here's Royal. He's got 6. O'Neal inside, and he banks in the layup. O'Neal's got 10 points in the quarter.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area, huh?
A minute 42 left in the third quarter. Outside Jones. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Hastings. It's wide right, hits off the rim.
I think he's gone completely dry. Nothing is hitting.
Yeah, and the risk now is that he gets inside his own head. Time to take deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and let the game come to you.
And the shot goes in. Anderson's got 27 points.
Yeah, he's been having his way this quarter, attacking the basket and protecting their lead.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Pass to Jones. And he tries it off the glass, but it's no good.
A donut for him this quarter. They could really use his points to improve their situation.
Here's Hardaway. Misses the layup. Ivy outside. Pass to Bennett. And he can't stop the drought. Another miss. And so it's Orlando making this game a no contest. They poured it on early, and they've never let up. Their defensive efforts have paid off, effectively shutting down the opposing offense. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
That wasn't a better pass in the game, almost like he had a sixth sense.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And it's Armstrong in at the point. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. Grant the screen. O'Neal passes to Grant. Oh, Grant throws it down.
Feed the interior. Good things will happen.
And Baltimore has possession. Marshall outside. It's picked off. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play opportunity. You know, one of the ideas that's been thrown around for the All-Star festivities, a one-on-one tournament with $1 million prize on the line, RJ.
That is amazing when you think about that number, but players are making $75-80 million a season. Ultimately, that's got to come from within, the want to compete against the best on the biggest stage.
And that one misses. Here's Mason. Pass to Maynor. Marshall outside. Here's Maynor. There's a screen by Marshall. 4 on the clock. Fires the three. Royal grabs a rebound. Royal's got his 6th rebound on the night. Inside, deflects the pass. Maynor passes to Marshall. Pass to Mason. The fader. Orlando with the rebound.
And he felt like he needed a little bit more space with the fade to get off his shot, but that might have been what threw him off and made him miss.
Now O'Neal. Jones comes with a double team. Orlando moving the ball around. 6 to shoot. Screen by O'Neal to the paint. All alone on the break. Here's Maynor. Can't hit that one. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth here. Here's Scott. Excellent D there from Marshall.
The defense really made this an uphill battle, and he just couldn't get there.
All right, Grant, as someone who played for and managed the U.S. men's national team, give us your all-time starting 5.
And, you know, I think I'll go with 2 of the program's all-time leading scorers, Kevin Durant and Carmelo Anthony. And finally, you have to have Kobe Bryant because of just how he reset the culture in 2008.
Orlando making a switch here. Hardaway's checked in. 5 to shoot. And here's Ivy from the arc. Hits a three-pointer.
Most of the time, if you give him that much room, oh, yeah, that's going to be the result.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone by now in the final quarter. Outside Hardaway. Pass to O'Neal. Out left to the wing. Now here's Hardaway. And there's a 3-second violation. And here's a look at what's coming up for the Orlando Magic. On Friday, they'll defend home court against the Portland Trailblazers. Then on Sunday,
and that game against Houston, that will be their 4th outing in this young season. Coach will want to have his team starting to build a rhythm by then.
Anderson's checked in for Scott. Here's Bennett. Ivy outside. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth. 6 on the shot clock. Bennett can't hit.
He's been tremendous at corralling misses all night long.
It's because he's reading where the shots are going and getting to the right position. Just outworking everyone early on the glass.
Here's O'Neal. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. O'Neal's got 22.
just continuing to pile it on, refusing to let up.
If he has space in the mid-range, he'll let it fly. Doesn't matter if the score is tied or they are up big.
And Baltimore has possession. Orlando making their last shot. Marshall outside. Ivy outside. Pass to Bennett. This one for three. O'Neal pulls it in. O'Neal's. They have really been in control of this one.
You don't want to get complacent here.
Something the league has worked towards, seeing small market teams competing at a high level for it.
Yeah, this league isn't just for the big cities. Smart drafting and team development can make any organization elite. And of course, that's the beauty of it all.
Ivy outside. They set the screen. There's the three. Orlando with the rebound.
He hit 1-3 in the first half, but he hasn't had anything since.
Hardaway, the pass to O'Neal. That one's good for two. He's got 26.
You know, they're really being bullied right now defensively. 8 of the last 10 points have come from inside.
Ivy outside. Again, the miss by Baltimore.
This is the definition of forcing it. He's trying to get himself going, but taking tough shots just won't do it.
Outside, Anderson. Screen by O'Neal. Hardaway, the pass to Anderson. And a miss there on the triple. Pass to Bennett. Out to the right wing. Back to Ivy. Here's Marshall. Now here's Ivy. Anderson covers. Another miss. Boy, they're in a funk right now. Down low. Kicks it out to Hardaway. And Richard, for those vets who haven't won a ring yet, how hard is it to take less money to join a contender?
It is not hard, and contenders typically count on that. Because once you've made the money, if you've made it that far in your career, if there's one thing left that you want to accomplish, that's win a ring.
Here's Ivy. The Magic making their last shot. Pass to Hastings. Back to Marshall. Here's Bennett. Takes a three. Orlando grabs the miss. Grant's got 7 rebounds in the game. Anderson passes to O'Neal. Back to Anderson. Pass to Royal. And here's O'Neal. Got it. Good job in the low post. O'Neal's got 10 points now, just in this quarter.
That's 3 buckets in a row off assist.
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
Ivy outside. And stolen by Hardaway. Royal passes to O'Neal. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. O'Neal's got 32 points in the game. And here's Baltimore now. Pass to Bennett. And stolen by Hardaway. Now O'Neal. Well, a multi-sport survey showed that among respondents, the average age of referees in the U.S. was almost 57. Is that a concern, you think?
Well, we've seen that in the NBA. Older officials retiring and becoming teachers, and the younger generation coming in, still cutting their teeth. Ultimately, they've got to continue to learn and build, and that takes time.
And Baltimore has possession. He's covered by Grant. Will it go? And he lays it in.
Give a good player a good look, and you know what the outcome will be.
One side is dominated tonight.
Yeah, they've done a fantastic job of imposing their pace and style of play.
Hardaway, the pass to O'Neal. Kicks it out to Hardaway. And score it. That now makes him 7 for 11 in this game.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
Ivey outside. Baltimore working the ball around now. Pass to Bennett. Clock at 6. Now here's Ivey. The three is up. Royal grabs a rebound.
And as long as he keeps missing from deep, the D will keep letting him fire away. He's just off from range right now.
That one goes in.
Their offense is looking like a well-oiled machine, getting any look they want.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
Here's Bennett. He's covered by Grant. On the wing, Ivey. Pass to Hastings. Stripped it away. Royal passes to Hardaway. O'Neal inside. Marshall's there. And that one drops. O'Neal's got 34.
And it only makes sense to give him the rock again. He put the team on his back all game.
Yeah, just keep feeding him. That guy is a man on a mission. And the defense, well, they don't have much of an answer.
Nice offense here. Close in. Great bet to go.
Richard, the league taking some steps to prevent flopping. What's the criteria for what crosses the line?
It's called STEM. It's an acronym for secondary, theatrical, exaggerated movements. Yes, that's a real term. It's kind of a limited definition, and it basically says, don't be an idiot. Oh, it looks like somebody came out this half on a mission, and his intensity on offense, it's been fun to watch.
He's covered by Grant to the middle. Pass to Bennett. Now Ivey. From deep. Royal grabs a rebound. Royal's got 8 rebounds in the game. Outside Hardaway. Here's O'Neal. Lets it go. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Adding the stat sheet. Getting the board and the hoop all on one play.
Yep, he's earning his coach's appreciation. Here's Bennett. We've got 1:08 left in the fourth quarter. Over to the left wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That one drops for him.
Rate of baskets assisted, it's a stat I really like. It tells the story of how well you are playing team offense.
Hardaway with it, and his next assist would give him a double-double on the night.
He's shown tremendous vision and tremendous heart out there.
And out of bounds, Baltimore will have it. Here's Maynard. Marshall outside. Right wing. Shot clock at 5. Mason, no good. Here's Lee to the inside. Now here's Marshall. Pass to Hastings. Here's Maynard. Fires the 3. On target from range.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
So it's the Magic winning this one easily. We saw 2 different teams tonight. One played with confidence, operating flawlessly. The other just looked lost.
And the energy in this building was awesome. The crowd was involved from the jump, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see how it all came together.
That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Grant Hill, Richard Jefferson, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now our player of the game.